Guys, welcome back to some more Out of Ore. You might have seen the time-lapse video where we were digging out this big old coal vein. We're still doing it, not gonna lie. I haven't been overly busy, well I have actually, digging it out and not recording footage because it's just a massive hole at the end of the day. We're digging real far down, and the time-lapse alone was about 8 hours worth of footage, or 8 hours worth of play anyway. And it's kind of getting to the point where it's like, do you guys just want to see me dig a big hole? Or are you after more content than that? Because obviously, if you're happy with me digging a big hole, then I'll just record videos like this where I'm just digging a big hole. If we're after more, then obviously we've got to find ways of doing more. But yeah, basically I'm still just trying to dig this coal out because I want to leave this as a great big hole. And the reason why I want to leave this as a great big hole is because I eventually want to get a sorting drill and start sorting things out, and this is going to be where all the soil, all the dirt that has no use, this is where it'll go. But I am aware we are potentially getting an update to how the soil behaves, potentially, and I guess depending on how the developer gets on with that, well, we can see that soon, or we can see that a bit later, depending on how well it goes together. So part of me is like, we just wanted to prepare this hole just to get it all dug out so that there's a big empty hole ready for that new kind of soil behavior, because hopefully it'll stack better, if you like. At the minute, if you get a sorting drum, for example, and it just drops soil, if you run that soil from a conveyor and say, okay, I want you to fill this hole up, it will fill it up, like, vertically. Sometimes you don't get an overspill. Like in real life, if you were to get like loads of sand or something, the higher you try and mount it up, obviously the more it will spread out. In this game at the minute, it doesn't spread out very far. It just stacks on top of each other better. So I'm hoping, and I absolutely know nothing about this potential new soil, how it's going to work, or the new dirt, or how it's going to work, but I'm hoping that it will react in a way that it'll be more realistic, in that obviously the higher you stack it, the more it'll overflow and everything else. And that'll be great then, because it'll make filling this hole a lot easier. Otherwise, if I put a conveyor to the center of this hole, I'm just going to end up with a big mound in the center of the hole. I'll just have to kind of push it around a bit. But at the moment, yeah, we're just literally still digging this out. In the time lapse, I was buying bulldozers and stuff. I was selling machinery that I've got. So these are the three things that I've got. I don't own another piece of machinery to my name. I've got some money because I've been making good money actually. I still do not have another loan. I still only have the, I think it was a 2 million loan that I started with, and that's slowly getting paid off as we go. If I get up to 700,000, I could pretty much pay that off instantly, but at the minute we're making enough to make payments, so that's good. But when I wanted a new piece of gear in that time lapse, I simply sold an existing piece. I don't see the point in taking out big loans. It doesn't benefit you in any way. I mean, I know you can, because it's like people are saying, well, there's not much more point to the game. Own all the biggest gear and just dig some big holes. That's cool, but I like doing that. But I also like to see financial progress, so I'm not going to go take out millions and billions of dollars worth of loans. I'm just going to keep it nice and simple, see what my tiny little bit of money has been able to get me, and I get a better idea of sort of profit margins, if you like. I mean, it's taken a long time for sure, but I don't mind that, because it's growth, it's all achievements, it's all going in the right direction. But this coal keeps going a lot deeper than I thought it would. And listening to what the dev's been saying in the Discord, this map is, I think it was 400 kilometers square, so that's huge, really. That's absolutely huge. But he's also saying it could be also that deep as well, so that's like, I think it's 200k by 200k or something, I don't know. But yeah, it could be as deep as it is wide. So imagine how deep this coal might be if it's as deep as it is wide. I mean, look how far this map goes. It goes as far as the eye can see and further, because it's surrounded by big hills. But For now, we're just getting a load of coal and trying to make some pay, which is, you know, it's good. You might have noticed, I've spilt quite a bit. I have spilt quite a bit. I'm very bad at aim when it comes to filling up this rock truck. But we have been getting around. I've also found, okay, so this is a grading bucket. I think it's what it's called. A grading bucket. And I found that this grading bucket helps so much when it comes to, well, flattening out the sides for a start, but also when it comes to making like the rock balls that we've got in the back of the truck. The grading bucket seems to do wonders with that. It just seems to make thousands of them. So what I've been doing is running the grading bucket down this backside here, because I want this to be pretty much near vertical. And obviously it's been collecting at the bottom, and then we've just been shoveling it into the back of the truck, like so. Yep, I've also made a slight few tweaks to this old hayback here, in that I've put a back wall on it and a side wall on it, because I was getting big problems when I was getting a big old dump. It was all starting to collect and ball up at the back, so we put some back and we put some sides on it, and it seems to have stopped that for the minute. I've still got big issues with it being underneath the truck as it kind of falls out, but stuff like that, it doesn't pull at the back, so it does make a big difference. But obviously this is all collecting. Ooh, another 22k. This is all collecting because like underneath the slabs it's so high, so as soon as it gets like lands on top of this, it's like, ooh, I want to be part of the dirt, and it'll all just clump together. Over the back there, it started to build up at the back as well. I was smoothing it down all the time, and I was like, what can I do? I'll try this wall. I threw the wall up, and it did what we wanted it to do. It stopped all the clumps clumping, so that's an achievement at least. For now, we're just trying to scuffle everything in. I keep getting torn between, do I want to use the front end loader or do I want to use an excavator, and I like both. I keep switching between both quite a lot just to try and achieve what it is that we're trying to achieve here. I feel that every now and again I will go buy a dozer just to try and level things out a bit in here. You see that we are kind of narrowing as we're going towards the bottom, but that is basically all the coal out the back wall now. So this wall here, we can get past this wall here, I want it to be as sort of vertical as I can get it. The plan initially was obviously to fill this with soil or dirt, just random dirt that's out of the sorter, but also because of like it sinks down and we come quite low, depending on how much deeper we've got to go to get this coal out, I was thinking we could use it as a start of a road as well, because it like brings it out nice and low to the hill here, and then we can go from here whichever direction we need to go really. But it's a good place just to pile it all up, because obviously if I pile up all the dirt in here, I can bulldoze it out into the open and hopefully make some sort of road or whatever that we need to make. But as I say, knowing that we are potentially on the verge of getting some more soil or different behavior of soil, I'm just digging a hole badly just as storage at the minute, because we still at the moment not doing very well here. At the moment, ooh, not doing very well at all. We can't build silos to gather stuff, because that was another thing that I was wanting to do, was sort of concrete line this with the flooring and the walls and stuff, so that it was more like a concrete silo, so that I could just come in with the loader, scoop up a bunch of soil and deliver it to where we needed it to be. But unfortunately that behavior doesn't work for the concrete stuff right now. It looks like if I was to put the dirt onto the concrete plinths and slabs and stuff, it sort of just deletes it, which is sometimes what you want. For example, around the sail point, it's exactly what you want it. You want it to delete any loose balls and stuff before, because you don't want to keep falling to the ground and scraping them all up. On one hand, you want it to delete any dropped stuff. On the other hand, you don't. You want to be able to have it like a stored file and stuff like that. So I don't know how that mechanic could work, because you're wanting two very different things to happen from the same piece. Whether we do get that option, whether we get it as a completely different piece, whether it's like, okay, so this particular building material is for making silos and this particular building material is for deleting, or sort of thing. I don't know, but we might not even get that option anyway. I have suggested it, but ultimately it's up to the dev and what he wants to do, what he can do, you know, these kind of things. But I don't mind. I just thinking, you know, you think how your own sort of play style is really and what you want to do, and you make suggestions from that basically. But honestly, I like the game as it is anyway. It's one of the most relaxing games that I have played, and it's one of the games where you lose the most time digging a hole. I don't know any other game. I mean, there's probably a lot of people saying like Gold Rush and stuff. I've tickled a little bit with Gold Rush, but I won't lie to you, I'm way out my depth with it. But this is just like, you're just playing in mud as a kid. It's one of my dreams. If I could buy a big field and a big excavator and just dig holes all day long, I think it'd be one of the most enjoyable things. I'm a countryside kid. That's my enjoyments of tractors and mud. So to dig a big hole with a big piece of heavy machinery, I think it'd be amazing. Always been interested in this kind of machinery. Like I say, my uncle used to work a lot with heavy construction equipment. He used to work overseas a lot. He used to work in diamond mines, gold mines. He used to work on huge big builds in different countries and stuff like this. So he was always around this kind of gear. He used to tell us stories about it all when we were young, and you know, it's that kind of gives you that sense of, oh wow, that's amazing. And you see the pictures of him stood next to him, and he was a big guy. Like, he wasn't a small fella, he was a big guy. And when he stood next to a wheel of one of these things and he's completely dwarfed by it, as a kid you're like, that's massive. Like, how big is it, you know? It's always been a sort of in the back of the mind sort of influence. We're stuck. And to just actually be able to, you know, just play with this stuff, have a quote-unquote experience with it, albeit in a game, from the comfort of my own home, the dry, without major health and safety concerns. It's kind of cool. So that's all I've been doing, really. Digging holes, getting coal. Tell you what I will do though, folks. I think I'm going to go get myself some tyres. Apparently the chain tyres have a lot more grip to them. So I'm going to go get me some chain tyres for the rock truck and get me some chain tyres for the front end loader. I think it's time that we treated our equipment. There we go, got some chains on the old rock truck now. Woohoo! some lights on. It's getting a bit foggy out here. Come on, boy. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. Lightning McQueen. Zooming in for a dig. Ooh, bouncing all over the shop. Rightio, let's get this out here. Oh no, don't say that this goes into the side a lot. No, it doesn't. Ooh, good, good. Let's wreck that all down there into that. I notice we've got a trailer hitch on the back of this. And I'm wondering, I don't know how realistic it'd be to get a trailer on this. I know that in comparison, the trailers are small, but if I can do sort of, you know, a few more tons of a run rather than just a rock truck that's not even really full, let's be honest. It's full enough. But if I can get a trailer on the back of this, then we add a little bit more capacity. I don't know how much more, to be fair, but even if it's like 1-2 more scoops, that'd be great. And then I suppose that we could really get stuck in trying to unload it all. See what happens. No, a lot of stuff fell through. It's not done that for a long time. Ah, it's started to build up. There's a big build up. Big build up. That's a shame. But we were looking good. It's not bad. 67 tons for 19k. Say it's not bad. It's not lithium. See, lithium prices people are getting at. Woo. You know, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, we're going to have a look at this trailer, you know. We've got the trailer for 75 big Juans. Look at the size comparison. So we're not going to get a huge amount in here. That's a big hole. Boom. Bring up the menu. Yeah, we can't do anything about the trailer. No, we can't do anything about the trailer. There's no way that we can go into the options. Okay, so... oh, it's off the floor. Okay. Maybe it's not designed for the rock truck, but the rock truck's got a hitch anyway, so... if it's got a hitch, it's designed for it, right? Oh, wobbly camera, wobbly camera. Everything's going crazy. What's happening with the back bed? One out the hill. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to... oh, it's double articulated, isn't it? Of course. This is going to be fun. I'm not good with trailers at the best of times. So knowing that the cab is articulated here and the trailer is obviously articulated on the hitch, this could be hilarious trying to move this. It's either a good idea or a bad idea. Let me know. Sometimes I do wonder about these cameras. Why are they affected by the bumps in the terrain? Don't know. I don't understand enough about gaming and programming, so I'll ask no questions. The fact that we've got a game that allows you to do this stuff. Oop, sugar lumps should be enough. Let's get the excavator out. Ooh, what's happened here? We gotta be careful. Close enough. Close enough. Filling up on a slope doesn't really work very well. I will say that for sure. You've got to get it in better than what I'm doing. So what's this? Arguably the second big bucket load. Ooh, there we go. I think it's probably better if we'd have put this into the actual truck itself. I just feel that we're going to spill everything everywhere. We are. We are. Ooh. Don't fall over again, please. Thank you. I really need to clean this place up. It's an absolute mess. Struggling with the camera because of the heels. Boom. Right, let's try that again. Only this time, without, hopefully, the camera going crazy. And without rolling the front end over. The camera still wants to go disorientating. Stop moving. Okay. We lift. We turn slightly. If I can get all of the loose... Ooh, this way. If I can get all of the loose rocks in. Which was sort of not like that. Oh. I've managed to get myself going down here in a hole. And it's really not helped anything here. Over the top. I'm supposedly over the top. There's that one bit of ore, that cold bit of ore. It's making a nightmare for us. Oh well. Again, I'm all over the, the front end. Okay, so I can't put the oil lock on, but I'll tell you what I will do. I am going to warlock it, but I'm going to move it. Because this isn't... It's just not going very well. Can't even get in. There we go. Clamp that warlock on now, so hopefully we're not going to lose too much out of the trailer. You have got to be kidding me. It's fine. I'm just going to drag it. I'm just going to drag it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the front end loader. The front end loader is going to be the hero, the hour. And he's going to flick it over. Jesus. Right. Orlock is still on, which is exactly what we want, else we're going to be in a world of trail. No way! The Orlock's still on, it shouldn't have done that. Ah, nuts. Yeah, that's as good a place to leave it as any. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope to see you again next time when maybe we don't have such a mess. But for now, take it easy. I'll see you next time. Bye!